Year 7. I say it every year, but I'll say it again. I really never thought we would make it 6 months. Here we are, and it's 7 years later. We're still not the biggest site on the web. Um, we're not a money making juggernaut. Um, we have a minor reputation, but a good one. And we get new members practically every day with dozens of articles and videos posted every day. And I was thinking about this recently. We've been around long enough now to where we have kind of a new generation of expressionists. People who don't really know about the old days from 7 years ago. Um, the old days. I get nostalgic for them. If you want to know about the old days, this will tell you everything you need to know, and I really highly recommend seeking out Creative Chaos. I'll maybe even post a link below this, but you know, this is maybe the thing I'm most proud of. I've published 6 books. Every story that I ever wanted to write, I wrote, I published. Um, I, the podcast plays, I'm very proud of those. The site in general, I'm very proud of. But this is a good movie. It's not just a commercial for us. It's a very good movie. And I rewatched it not that long ago, and it still moves me very much so. And the reason I bring it up, the reason I recommend it right now to watch to newer members who don't really know about the old days is you might not really know what we're all about. To you, this might just be oh, okay, well, I can post my videos on here, or, oh, okay, I can post my blogs on here. And that's what we are. And that's all we are, you know. And there are hundreds of sites where you can do that. So what makes us different? What makes us special? And sometimes lately I ask myself that. Because the website that you see in this documentary is not necessarily the same site that we are now. That sense of community, that sense of camaraderie, that sense of everybody wanting to help everybody, and the really patting everybody on the back, telling everybody they're doing a good job, is something that we don't do as much here as we used to. Um, and that makes me sad. And I think part of it is, again, when you are around as long as us, then the original intent of a community can get lost or muddled. So I want to reiterate our mission statement: who we are, what we are, and why we are. Manic Expression, yes, it's a place you can post your videos, you can post your blogs. It's a place where you can, occasionally somebody will do a podcast play and say, hey, do you want to do a voice? Or hey, can you lend me a song? Um, and that's great, and that's fun, and that's, I'm glad that we are that. What we also are, though, we are a place where you are safe from trolls, from hate speech. You are not going to find racial slurs on this website. You are not going to be called names. You are not going to be disrespected. But it is not a safe space, as is popular to throw about that term now. You know, it is not a place where people are not going to disagree with you. People can say to you, that's wrong. And they can have a vigorous debate. And they can tell you you're wrong. They can say, I don't agree with you. Or, hey, I don't think that's very nice. Or, you know, I think that's maybe even an ignorant statement. You can say those things here, as long as you say them with civility. Believe it or not, contradicting somebody, saying, I don't agree with you, or even saying, that's an ignorant statement, is not disrespectful. Disrespectful would be going, you're a fucking moron. You're an idiot. You're this, you're that. Throwing around words that are meant to hurt, to bruise, to cut us. We don't allow that here. But you can say, I disagree. And do you know why that's important? That's important because we live in a world right now where the simple act of disagreeing, the simple act of saying, I don't see things that way, is becoming dangerous. It's becoming something where, you know, when I started writing Stop the Hate and doing all the things that eventually led to Manic Expression, I was very interested in the mindset of a troll. And, you know, that was a decade ago, about. And here we are, and trolls have become like a mainstream thing. You could be a professional troll. You could be somebody who, that's your job. It's your job to be a troll. And I don't want to get specific about politics. I don't want to, somebody who supports someone else to say, oh, James, you're disrespecting me. I can have my own opinion on it, and I think that my opinion on it is probably pretty obvious. But the rhetoric, the violence of thought, the violence of speech is something that is tearing everything apart. When you can't disagree with a person without them pointing to the mob and saying, get 'em, that's when you know we're in trouble. I'm recording this video in October because what really got me thinking about this, what really got me wanting to say something about this, is the fact that on the news this morning, and you may remember this, you may not, because there's so much crazy shit that happens every single day that even though this is a giant news story, you may not even remember it happened, because so much other stuff will have happened by the time this video goes live. But today, it was revealed that bombs had been sent through the mail to CNN, to Hillary Clinton, to Barack Obama, to a number of liberal-leaning people, all of whom President Trump has targeted with his rhetoric. Words matter. They matter. They matter what you say. What you say, what comes out of your mouth matters. And that's why we matter. That's why Manic Expression matters. This is not just a place to say, you know, hey, did everybody see that Star Trek episode from 55 years ago? And, wasn't it great? This isn't just a place to go, hey, I'm playing, the new Spider Man game, watch me do it. That's great. Do that. It's fun. Have fun here. That's fine. But that is not the most important thing about this community. When we do things like this, Creative Chaos, when we do things like the podcast place, when we do things where we put ourselves out there and we say, everyone, look at us. And look how we do this. Look how we rise above all the hate, all the cynicism, all the nastiness of this world. And I'm sorry to say this on a day that is a special day for us. This is a dark world right now. This is a world of so much anger and hate. And that's why this matters. We are a place for friendship, for understanding, for disagreement. We are a place where your race, your color, your gender identity, your sex, your political leaning doesn't matter. One of the sweetest guys I know is James Sullivan. Oftentimes, I will be on Facebook, and I'm Facebook friends with James, and I will see stuff that he posts, and I will think, oh my God. And I can't wrap my brain around how such a sweet guy can have a certain leaning. But it doesn't make me hate him. It doesn't make me go, ban this guy, get him off of my site. I never want to see him again. It doesn't even make me unfriend him on Facebook. James Sullivan is a sweet guy with good intentions and a good heart. And while he may say things that I disagree with, it doesn't make him a bad person. Manic expression is for everyone. Everyone who wants the world to be a better place, who wants to do their part to make it a better place. And do you know how you do that right now? The simple thing that you do right now in this world, and it's sad that it's come to this, you don't engage in the practice of vitriol, of hyperbolic arguments. You're wrong, and that makes you a Nazi, or you're wrong, and that makes you a communist, or you're wrong, and that you this or that. It is a simple thing to, instead of taking your energy and doing that, to come to Manic Expression and to see an article and to say, this person worked hard on this. And I may not have a lot of time on my hands, and I may not even necessarily be into what this person is saying, but I have a minute to hit the comment button and say, good job. I don't do it myself enough, but I'm going to try harder this year. We all need to try harder. Everybody needs to try harder. Not just here on this site, but in this world. And if we can be any example at all, if we can just, in these times, stand up and be counted as people who embrace civility and respect and kindness and love, if we can be those people, then this logo is important. This site is important. This community is important. To our newer members who weren't here in our heyday, who weren't here to see the crossovers, to see the volunteering, let me say something that I hope you take to heart. This is not my website. I started it. I pay the bills to keep the lights on. This is not mine. This is yours. Your site, your community. And you can influence where it goes, which direction, how it goes. You can suggest something. You could say, I want to do something. I know how to work with behind the scenes on a website. I can help. I have an idea. I don't know how to implement it, but I have an idea. You could say, I want to produce something, and I need your help to gather the people, to who do I ask for this, for that? Where do I go? Because I want to make something. I want to make something. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. I don't post that much anymore. I post some videos every now and then. Hell, half the time I forget to even do Spotlight. Part of the reason for that is I don't always feel that it matters. I post Spotlight. We hear from T-Coon. Again, thank you, T-Coon. And maybe the person that the Spotlight is for sees it, and it means something to them. Sometimes they don't see it at all. I want this community to embrace our heritage and who we are. It has been 7 years, Manic Expression, and we are still important. You are still important. Let's be what we were meant to be. And let's have another 7 years of doing good in the world.